Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be starting up a series on the channel of Xenonauts 2. So this is an indie XCOM-like, and when you say XCOM, what you really mean is old XCOM. You know, this is unforgiving, brutally hard. It doesn't pull its punches. It's been in early access for about 3 years, I think, and it just released yesterday as I'm filming this, which is pretty awesome. I did play it very early on in the early access. I put about 30 hours into it. Some of that was on the channel, and yeah, we're going to get through soldiers. I think it's fair to say. I mean, anyone who's seen me play this sort of game knows I tend towards impatience and impetuousness when it comes to tactics. I'm going to try and rein that instinct in as much as I can for this. We're going to try and be careful, because I'm lucky to have over 20 volunteers to be part of this channel campaign so far. So I've got a little list next to me. We're going to go in and rename them. So in terms of soldier customization at the release version, I can basically rename the soldiers, and that's largely it. But I understand for the first game, quite a lot of mods were released that allowed more customization options, so I'm going to keep an eye on the mod workshop, and if anything like that gets released, maybe we can go in mid-campaign and sort of switch up the cosmetics a little bit. In terms of the list, I'm not sure exactly how many soldiers you start with. I think it's around about a dozen, maybe a bit more. So we're going to have a little waiting list, basically, of people to come into the campaign. But I think there's a chance we're going to cycle quite rapidly through soldiers, particularly in the early on when we're sort of quite poor equipment and armor and stuff. So I think once we've hit the end of my waiting list, I think what I'll do is cycle back to the top of the list again and bring in, you know, sort of version 2.0 of the original soldiers and kind of keep it up like that. I mean, I'm hoping we're not going to lose people that regularly, but, you know, it may happen. That's what I'm saying. So we're going to go and we're going to start a new game. We get quite a lot of customization options here. I am going to play on soldier difficulty, which is kind of the standard experience. I will keep the tutorial on for now. Like I said, I haven't played it probably for at least a couple of years, and I think quite a bit has changed since then. Extended what? Extended mode is about balanced around the standard 35 tactical battles. Xenonauts 2 is primarily balanced around the standard campaign, which is around 35 tactical battles, spread across various types of mission. Extended mode is available for those who want to engage in even more tactical battles. This disables the UFO delegation system, reducing the player's monthly income, but also removing the additional costs. Additional costs for completing more than 2 crash site missions for each type of UFO. Players will therefore need to complete many more UFO crash sites to make up for the lost delegation funding, which can extend the campaign to over 50 missions and over 30 hours of gameplay. I'm tempted to do that, actually. Some players love extended mode, while others consider it too repetitive. We recommend players use standard mode for the... Yeah, I'm going to go extended on this. UFO delegation, I think, is something that's been added since I played it. Let's see what that is. Grants the player a permanent monthly funding increase once 2 crash site missions for a particular type of UFO have been completed, but adds an operations point cost for completing further crash sites of that type. Can be decided. Yeah, so I want to play a longer campaign, I think, with you guys, and not be penalised for doing too many tactical missions. I think that's probably where the fun, the meat of the game is. I'm not going to do Iron Man mode, though. Largely because I think I've just been burned by one XCOM 2 Iron Man campaign I did, not on the channel. But it bugged out at one point, and because I only had the one save, I couldn't continue the campaign. So I'm a little bit wary of anything that means I can't go back to an earlier save if something terrible happens, like a sort of serious bug. I think this is my name, so we're going to call it Boring Dad. I think this is me. I think I'm the commander. Now it's quite, quite flexible in terms of your starting loadout, so we can change our starting funds. The default is 3.75 million. I'm tempted to go up a little bit higher than that. Yeah. So I'm in custom now because I've changed the setting. Monthly funding 100%. So you can... We go 100. I'm going to be cheeky, go 110. I want money. We're going to have a lot of soldiers to kit out. That's what I'm thinking. So a little bit of money wouldn't hurt. Operations points generated each day in the geoscope. I don't know what operations points are. That wasn't something that was in the game when I played it. Leave that default, I guess. Starting infiltrators, that seems okay. Project duration. Yeah, I guess. Enemy quantity normal, seems fine. We'll keep enemies at 100% accuracy. This is what's going to kill us. But fine. Soldier survival chance. I might just... This is if they get down to their chance of actually surviving that encounter. I'm going to just raise that a little bit. Let's pop it up to 20%. As we've got, you know, people's custom soldiers in here. Tactical mission timers. Now, I don't really want to be rushed in this type of game where it is punishing. So I'm going to actually just... You can get rid of the... It says, you know, adding this effectively removes the time pressure entirely. I'm going to go with that. I don't really want to have the time pressure. UFO weapon damage, fine. Enemy health, yeah. Inflicted damage, yeah. Allow air combat auto-resolve, fine. Free attack rotation. Now what's this? Soldiers will automatically rotate towards their target before firing up. Yeah, so in the original XCOM, way back when, in the 90s, it cost action points to sort of rotate your soldier to fire, so you had to kind of factor that into who you were shooting at. I think you know, masochists can probably add that, but it'll add a lot more maths to the calculations of what we're doing. So, armor destroyed on death. No, that's fine. Achievement difficulty recruit. This is the difficulty level that will be used when calculating what achievements can be. Oh, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Okay, I think we're set up for the campaign then.
The year is 2009. The world teeters on the brink of nuclear war. Tensions between capitalist and communist nations are at boiling point. Every opportunity for peace has failed, as if an invisible hand inexorably steers humanity towards annihilation. We Xenonauts know the truth. The dark forces poisoning our politics are not human in origin, and we must protect our planet against this extraterrestrial threat however we can. After years spent gathering information on an enemy that few believe exists, we are finally ready to strike back. The war for our future begins now.
Welcome to Xenonauts 2. In Xenonauts is... I would say Xeno, I think. Xenonaut, yeah. Xeno. It's interesting it hasn't given us the funds I thought we'd have. I wonder if some is deducted initially for, I don't know, some reason. You control a secret organization attempting to protect the world from alien invasion. This short tutorial will explain the basic controls and events leading up to the start of the campaign. Sure. Tooltips. Oh yeah, so basically... this is just explaining like nested tooltips, and they kind of lock in place after a short delay. But that's fine. I get that. Chief Scientist, unnamed. My work on our radar array is now complete. Theoretically, Atlas Base should now be capable of tracking any alien UFOs within our radar range. Thank God. It wasn't exactly easy to borrow all those things you wanted. What happens now? We wait. An alien craft should pass in the next few days. At that point, the General takes over, assuming he's returned from his expedition. Don't worry, he'll be back in a few days. Till then, the Commander should be perfectly capable of filling in. I guess I'm the Commander, right. Radar range is our... Yeah, so this is our detection range on our base. That seems fine. Game speed, yeah, that's okay. Click the button for the fastest speed, sure. So we're waiting a few days for something to happen by the sound of it. Geoscape anomalies. Okay, yeah, we've got some blackouts and stuff. What's this? The two anomalies on the map signify hostile action that has raised local panic. They are not interactive, but may indicate the presence of a possibly hidden problem in the affected region. However, at the start of the game, these are usually generated by UFOs as they fly around the map. Okay. UFO detected. Oh, this is very much like the original XCOM. I remember this sort of window pinging up. Your radar has detected a UFO. Shooting it down will prevent it from causing panic in the local region. It may spawn a UFO crash site mission that allows you to recover valuable alien technology. Click the launch interceptors button. Yeah. Do that. This panel allows you to select the aircraft to be launched. Up to 3 can be formed into a squadron, but you currently only have 2 aircraft. These have been selected for you automatically, so press the launch. Yeah, okay. Got there, because it's on the fastest thing, I think, between windows. Your interceptors have reached the UFO and are ready to initiate air combat. Okay, so that's our little ship that we're fighting. Fuel, no armor. Don't worry. Some weapons. So, yeah, so this tail target. Generally, you want to select this if you want to have a crash site option, but the UFO is currently over like something like the ocean or a big lake or something. So you want it to crash on land, basically. What does it say here? Yeah, it doesn't really specify, but that's kind of when you want to use that. Let's just attack. We're entering the engagement range of the extraterrestrial craft, Commander. Putting it up on the big screen. How do we think this is going to play out? Unknown. We have no data on the capabilities of these alien craft or what weaponry they may carry. I suppose there's only one way to find out. Let's start by attacking with missiles. Alright. This is air... So I think air combat has been changed considerably since I played the early access version, so I need to go through these tutorials. This is air combat, where Xenonaut interceptor aircraft attempt to shoot down alien UFOs. A maximum of 3 combatants can be present on each side. Okay. 2 Xenonaut aircraft are participating in this battle. You can select an aircraft either by clicking on them directly or by clicking on the information panel. Click on Angel 2 to directly select it. We're currently in the deployment phase before the combat begins. During this phase, you can freely reposition your aircraft within the green deployment zone. I think there's this sort of semicircle here. Left click or right click the chosen spot to reposition aircraft 2 at that location. Yeah, so we're kind of... I guess this is its vision cone and firing range. So if we kind of come at it from the sides... movement waypoints. Our interceptors are currently both flying intercept paths towards the UFO. However, we should order the second interceptor to maneuver behind the UFO instead. Click the highlighted area behind the UFO to select the movement waypoint. Interceptors will intelligently control their speed based on the situation, but you can manually set a speed using the throttle slider on the right. Okay. Is this right? Yeah. To achieve maximum speed, you will need to engage afterburners. However, aircraft using afterburners cannot fire weapons. Oh. Click the afterburner toggle, okay. So it's going to speed into position, I guess, and then get ready to fire. Once you're happy with your deployment, I mean, I'd probably want to maybe bring this one into the side, but let's come in at normal speed. Oh dear, the missiles flew straight past. What happened? They appear incapable of locking onto the UFO. It has no radar signature and is emitting minimal heat. Better close the distance. Have to do this the old-fashioned way. Weapons. Your interceptor has just entered the fire... Oh yeah, entering the firing arc of an enemy weapon and is about to be attacked. All weapons except missiles display their fire arcs on the battlefield. Fine. It says I can hover over the weapon tile in the info panel. Weapons can be enabled by clicking their tile in their information panel. Disabling weapons can be useful in some situations. For example, if you do not wish to fire your missiles at the current target. Okay, I get it. Evasive roll. Ooh, this is a lot more involved than the original XCOM. Enemy weapons will only cause damage if the projectiles hit your interceptors. You can evade some projectiles simply by changing course, but others will require use of the evasive roll ability. Evasive roll orders your aircraft to perform a barrel roll, allowing it to avoid incoming damage without changing orientation. However, units cannot attack when doing this. Alright, so let's... oh yeah, you can kind of see it changes position here, so let's do that. Oh, nice. Okay, yes, it's been destroyed. One of your aircraft has reached 0 health and has been forced to perform an emergency disengage. Okay, so it's not destroyed, it's disengaged. Although it has not been permanently destroyed, it will require an overhaul before it can fly again. It will therefore take much longer to repair than an aircraft that finishes the battle with health remaining. Okay. Thankfully, your remaining interceptor has managed to maneuver into an advantageous position. Click the UFO in order to set it as the target for your interceptor. Your aircraft will now attempt to tail the UFO and attack it from behind. Oh, yeah. And it's more agile, so it can stay clear of enemy weapons. Okay. What do I do now? Finally, click on the afterburner toggle to disable it. Disable it. So now it can attack. I get within autocannon range. That's cool. Nice. Nice job, Commander.
Indeed. We must locate and recover the downed alien vessel as soon as possible. In the meantime, I will see what we can learn from the telemetry. I may be able to enhance the survivability of our interceptors. Now we've collected some basic data on the alien weapons.
Okay, cool. I guess we'll accept that. Crash site. The crashed UFO is likely to contain valuable alien tech and resources. Deploying a combat team to eliminate any surviving extraterrestrials at the crash site will allow recovery to begin. Tactical mission is any battle where soldiers engage hostile forces, blah 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 blah. So if I launch team, you can launch. Yeah, I haven't been able to do any customization. We're still in the tutorial, so I haven't been able to do any customization at this point. So we're just going to follow this through until we've finished the tutorial and I can kind of, assemble our crack squad of volunteers. So we'll just launch this for now. This screen allows you to change the soldiers and equipment aboard. Okay, let's just simply press... Okay, it just wants me to proceed, so let's just do this. We'll get into customization a bit, as I said, after the tutorial. Hold the launch, Commander. We're picking up a friendly signal. The General's back. Oh, fortuitous timing. I'm not so sure about that. There's a convoy of trucks heading our way. Those appear to be cleaner vehicles. So in the early access, and the full game presumably, based on this, there was a sort of a hostile human faction called the Cleaners, so we're not just dealing with aliens. It seems highly improbable that the General would ever voluntarily join forces with them. Exactly. Commander, put your men on alert and deploy them to the entry tunnel. Something's definitely wrong here. Oh. So we've actually got a base defense now. Some horrible hostile cleaners coming in. We want our base dirty. Maybe. Okay, so... Okay, camera control. I'm sure that's pretty normal. I'm just seeing how many soldiers we've got. Okay, so I've got like 7 soldiers. Can be rotated. You can change how much it rotates, but 90 degrees is the standard. Each unit in a tactical combat uses time units. So yeah, so I've got 60 time units, and a lot of actions, like firing weapons, using medkits, throwing grenades, they're all based on a percentage of your total time units. But movement is basically the more time units you have relative to others, you become more mobile, but actually you don't get to fire or use any more items in a turn. They're refreshed each turn and are shared between all types of action. The number of time units that a soldier has remaining is indicated by the green bar at the bottom. Yeah. Welcome back to Atlas, General. How did the meeting go? Can't help but notice you made some new friends.
The Xenonaut project has been terminated, Director. Lay down your weapons. There's no need for this to turn ugly.
Earth is under attack, General. You know that. We're not going to surrender our planet without a fight.
Director, you're making a mistake. There is no extraterrestrial threat. Open the blast doors and surrender or your people are going to get killed.
No extraterrestrial threat? What happened to you, General?
Director, this isn't a discussion. I'm giving you 5 minutes to make a decision. You're outnumbered and there's nowhere to run. Think carefully about your choice. Over and out.
If we surrender, what's the probability we turn up dead a week from now?
Based on everything we know about the Cleaners, approximately 100%.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. Now seems like a good time to evacuate to the backup facility.
The backup facility? I wasn't aware we had one.
Nor was the General. Commander, we need your men to hold the tunnels while we get everyone aboard the helicopter. Buy us as much time as you can, but don't get yourself killed. Now the General's gone, we can't afford to lose you too. Okay. Movement. You can plan a movement path for a soldier by left-clicking anywhere. Okay. So that shows us it's going to cost us 22 action points. The time units. I'm going to keep calling them action points, but they're time units. Then we double-click to run up there. Can you zoom in and out? That's what rotation. You can rotate a soldier without moving them by right-clicking anywhere on the battlefield. It costs 1 for every 45 degrees of rotation. So he wants us to look there. Finally, we should order the soldier to crouch. This makes the soldier harder to hit. So it costs 4, but it also costs 4 to uncrouch. Okay, so how am I down to? How have I still got 55? What? Okay, I don't know. It took us 22 to run there, didn't it? Have I only used 5 time units? Okay, get rid of that. It's now spent all our time units. It doesn't seem like I did. It seems like I've got quite a lot left, but okay. And turn. Okay, small reinforcements running in. So we've got some attacking enemies. We've got... The green number on the left of the crosshair indicates the time unit cost of the shot. I see, so 29 to shoot. The white number is our hit chance. So we're just going to click and attack. I did about half his health. You scored a hit and inflicted 20 damage. Weapons will inflict between 50% and 150% of their damage value with each hit, depending on the part of the body hit. Your soldier has enough time units to attack again, so fire a second shot. Okay. Damn, I think he hit the head, so that was more like a critical hit. Well done, you've successfully killed an enemy. As your soldier does not have enough time units remaining, we'll select the next soldier. Press space. Okay, so we mark him inactive, and then it goes to the next one. Hover over the highlighted enemy. The squares drawn between the shooter and the target represent the shot path. The path is green where the weapon is within range, but it turns orange when we're firing beyond max range. So we've got a lower hit chance and reduced damage, but they still want us to try it. Yeah, so we missed. Press space to go to the next soldier. Okay. Short range weapons. This soldier is armed with a shotgun, which is much more effective at close range. So we want to move over here. We're actually going to use up our time units this time. Still no. I don't know why that isn't using up. Most weapons have several fire modes. Most expensive fire mode is selected by default when targeting an enemy, as more expensive fire modes provide more accuracy. Okay. However, at this range, it would be preferable to fire 2 shots at lower accuracy due to the passive short-range hit chance bonus on this particular weapon. Okay. Hover over the target and use right-click to change to the cheaper fire mode. Okay, so right-click. Won't let me change back. I wanted to flip between them, but this is, yeah, you can see down here it's gone to this snapshot type thing. I missed. Although the shot had a high hit chance, your soldier missed. Bad luck will happen and it's part of the challenge. Okay, simply attack a second time. Damn, look at that. Thankfully, you did not have any more bad luck. Okay, let's move on. So we got this guy. Hover over the highlighted enemy. Cover. This shot has a low hit chance because there is a large intervening object. Yeah, there's a big stack of crates here. Full details of how the hit chance is calculated is shown at the bottom right of the screen. So 60 accuracy, but we have shot accuracy going up, but then a big debuff for the intervening object. Only the highest intervening cover value is used to reduce hit chance. Most terrain in Xenonauts 2 is destructible, something that players can use to their advantage. Select this highlighted soldier by clicking on them. Okay. Free fire mode allows soldiers to target anything they want. In this case, we can use it to destroy the intervening crates. Okay, so we hold down control for this, and he's going to shoot the crates. Well done, the crates are destroyed. Okay, so now we go back to this dude, and he now has a 96% hit chance. Take the shot. Okay, kill. Grenades! Grenades can be effective at inflicting damage and removing cover in an area. Click the button for the demolition charge to select it as the active weapon. Okay. Click the highlighted tile to throw the grenade. Okay. Okay, so they now took damage and they're no longer in cover. Your soldier lacks sufficient time units to fire their main weapon, but the pistol is in their secondary slot can still be fired. Okay, so you click to the pistol, and it wants me to shoot this guy, so do that. Got a kill. Low time unit cost for firing the pistol allow your soldier to fire again. Alright, so it wants me to take another shot here. Wow. Does it tell us how much damage the weapons are meant to do? Yeah, 28. So that's kind of what it would do at full strength. Quite a low oh, it's quite a low hit chance on that. Okay. I mean, this is all scripted. Our final soldier has a decision to make. Their shotgun is relatively inaccurate at this range, and the target is behind heavy cover. Closing the distance and flanking the target may be beneficial. Use the shot preview mode to allow us to make a decision about whether... Okay, so we click. Hover over the highlighted enemy. Now hold shift to tell us... Oh, okay, that's really cool. All right, yeah, so it's going to take us pretty much all our time units, but we go from 18% to 98% accuracy. So if we do that, I think he'll come and take that planned action. Kills him. Nice. Ah, there's more. And I think it's their turn now. Good work, Commander. The helicopter is airborne. You should be able to escape through the tunnels. Overwatch fire. Order the selected soldier to move to the highlighted tile. Okay. Yeah, they got Overwatch. So it's going to explain it here, but Overwatch doesn't quite work in the same way as it does in like XCOM, for example. Your soldier's been killed by enemy Overwatch fire. If a unit ends its turn with enough time units remaining to fire its weapon, it may then perform Overwatch fire during the enemy turn. Suppressing an enemy will prevent Overwatch fire, and flashbangs are a good way to generate suppression. Okay, so we're going to throw a flashbang now and sort of take these 3 guys out of their Overwatch capability. All of these enemies are suppressed. Immediately removes all time units from the selected unit, which prevents them from being able to Overwatch fire. Suppressed units are also easy to hit with melee weapons, and will only recover 50% of their normal time units the following turn. Oh wow, so suppression flashbangs are going to be pretty powerful in this game, it sounds like. Smoke. Okay, alternative way to avoid losing soldiers to Overwatch fire is to make them harder to hit. Each tile of smoke reduces the hit chance of any shot passing through it, so smoke grenades are an excellent way to protect your soldiers. Okay, let's throw the smoke grenade here, get a bit of a... because they've got this chap here who's a bit cursed at this moment. We did stun our own guy. Move your soldier to the highlighted tile to complete the tutorial. Okay. Nice work. Once you're clear of the base, I'll transmit the coordinates for the backup facility. Okay. That's it, is it? Tutorial complete. Nice. I'm glad I did that, because I think it explains some core concepts for the game that wouldn't be immediately obvious, perhaps, if you were just doing it without the tutorial. The Shadow War. Few believe our enemies exist, yet the malign tendrils of their influence can be felt across our planet. Rising tensions between capitalist and communist nations threaten to spark a ruinous nuclear war before the invasion even begins.
There, Commander. Good of you to finally make an appearance.
Welcome to our backup facility. We should be safe here, at least for a while. No getting around the fact that we're living in a derelict nuclear bunker full of 60-0 junk, though. Hope you're fine with cold showers, cold food, and, well, cold everything.
The temperature is the least of our concerns. My work suggests we have mere months before the aliens can launch a full-scale invasion. If we are to prepare, we must gather data on the alien forces scouting our planet. Of course, the cleaners are unlikely to make that easy.
That's why I called this meeting. Commander, I'm formally handing over control of this organization to you. The situation has changed, and we need someone with military experience making the big decisions. I'll run day-to-day matters, like keeping us supplied and getting this place patched up. All you need is to figure out how to win the war.
Congratulations on the promotion, Commander. One hopes you prove equal to the task.
Yeah. Okay, location for starting base. Now, I always used to, because of the way the radar range works and the fact you want to crash enemies on land rather than ocean, I always try to put this on over like a big landmass, like Asia or Africa and Europe. Tempted to go Asia, just try and get as much. We can tell you, if we go like Middle East, we can cover a lot of land. Let's try and maximize that. So, nice to get the UK in. Okay, I think I'm going to go there, kind of Gulf. And we've got most of Africa, all of Europe, half of Asia kind of covered just from this base. So let's do that. We're going to call this BD Prime. New flavor of Prime. Okay, objective update. Doomsday counter. Objective, prevent doomsday counter exceeding 100. It's currently at 30. The aliens are attempting to spark a nuclear war by raising tensions between capitalist and communist nations. If they succeed, the scattered human survivors would have no hope of repelling an invasion. We must keep the doomsday counter under control until the invasion begins. Allowing it to exceed 100 for more than one day will result in alien victory. Successful enemy activity on the geoscape will increase doomsday. Oh, okay, so I guess that was our maximum radar range it was showing us, so at the moment I don't have full coverage of that whole area. Now, I think at this point I can go in and do the soldiers, so it's this table sort order. You can click the grid column headers to sort the soldiers. Oh, yeah, I get it. Excel. That's fine. Okay, so this is our opening squad. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A dozen. I did say it was about 12. So I'm gonna add in 12 of our custom guys. But let's quickly talk about the stats here. HP, fairly self-explanatory. Don't need to go into too much detail on that. Time units, again, we've kind of had that concept introduced. Accuracy, again, is fairly obvious, but it does say that soldiers with low accuracy are not useless. They'll benefit more from like the shotguns and stuff, you know. So for instance, who is currently Private Zach Bell. In original XCOM, I saw a soldier with 46 accuracy. I was, drumming them out and getting a new rookie in to try and compensate. But instead, we're going to try and... These guys are going to end up being more like our short, even melee, because he's high strength, and it does say this here. Used to calculate the carrying capacity of a soldier, how far they can throw grenades, it's actually recoil. Okay. So it isn't useful for melee combat. But he could maybe be like a grenadier type, shotgun grenadier type character, like a heavy. Reflexes is an interesting one. This is determine the hit chance of melee weapons. So anyone with high reflexes is going to maybe get, which is at the moment only currently Clara Forsberg, arguably Charles Duffy, kind of equipped more for the melee side. And when a reaction fire, also known as Overwatch fire, occurs, units with high reflexes are less likely to trigger reaction fire than units with lower reflexes. So it's not automatically you enter an enemy's sight line and they fire. There is kind of this reflexes interaction happening as well. So the higher the reflex, your soldier's reflexes, the less likely they are to trigger that Overwatch. However, reaction fire is also calculated on the percentage of remaining time units that a unit has. If your soldier only has a few left, they will take reaction fire from any aliens of remaining time units, no matter how... Okay, I didn't realize that. So, if it's the last movement of the turn with the last time units, there's no chance for them to dodge the reaction fire. Okay, it's an interesting one. Okay, and then we've got bravery, which is the attribute that represents mental discipline. Soldiers with high bravery suffer less morale loss on the battlefield, make them less likely to panic. It also plays a role in defending against extraterrestrial psionic attacks with high bravery. Okay, so... Okay, well, we got 3 soldiers with quite low bravery, which isn't great. It's not great. However, at least Zhao Yaoi here is... It's more like a sniper thing, isn't he? With that sort of accuracy. Interesting. And with the strength, it does also say that they can kind of level this up if they are moving while carrying minimum 80% of their max carrying capacity. So that's pretty good. And that's any soldiers, not just the ones with high stuff. Now, the loadout thing is a bit different this game in that you don't kind of, at least not initially, I don't think, specialize soldiers in a particular class. But they do have a loadout. So you can say, okay, this guy, let's try and find an example. Where's Yaoi? So he's down as a rifleman. But I'm going to say, you know what? He's probably better off as a sniper. And that means just his basic starting gear is now a sniper rifle and a pistol and sort of related things. So we're not choosing him to always be a sniper, but it's just like currently his stats suggest that might be what he's going to be most suited to. And you can freely switch them between, as you wish. So it doesn't really matter. It's more fluid, I suppose, than something like XCOM where you're like, okay, you are now a sniper. This means you will get these feats and talents, So I'm going to pause here while I'm going to customize these guys, and then we'll come back and introduce them. So hold on a sec. Okay, so this is where we've ended up with our initial roster. Everyone's a private at the moment. Some people gave their ranks in their name. I see that as being aspirational, although in the case of Private Norm Trooper, perhaps recognition that of where he is. But anyway, I've kind of just organized these by the loadout types, which I've kind of selected based on stats. So let's have a quick talk through this. We have Private Hawk, who is an assault, which means he's a shotgunner. These 2 assaults have basically gone with guys who are fairly low accuracy, but fairly high health. Like they seem quite suited to be frontliners. Then we've got Pain Whale is another assault. And we have Delta. He is going to be one of our grenadiers, and I've got chosen grenadiers is similar in that they're a bit lower on the accuracy side, but higher strength. And also slightly lower on the HP, so then maybe not quite. They seem to be maybe more ranged than right up in your face because of that. So same with Edward Heath. And we have Iron Fist, who's our heavy. Again, lower on the accuracy side, but very high strength. In fact, is our strongest soldier by far. High health, I think he's not quite our healthiest. That's Crackshot, but he's certainly equal second healthiest. So that seems quite a good one for a heavy. Riflemen are kind of our bread and butter, automatic weapons soldiers. So we've got Count Cow. So reasonable accuracy, but reasonable across the board, really. Sort of good generalists, the riflemen. Norm Trooper, we've mentioned. We've got Salmon, another rifleman. Worryingly low on the health. I'll get into the stats a little bit in a minute, which we get a bit more explanation of when we go on to individual soldiers. We've got Sassy, who I think is up... Oh no, Salmon and Sassy are our highest time unit soldiers. So they're going to be our most mobile ones. And then based mainly on the accuracy we've got Crackshot, Evangelius, and Sphinx Guy as our snipers. I haven't assigned any the shield. One class I haven't assigned is the shield. Not quite. They basically get a big shield and a pistol. I haven't quite sold on the usefulness of that. But if we go into, for example, Hawk here. Now, they're currently unassigned. I think that's why I can't change the individual bits of their loadout. But to explain a bit on how this works. So in time units, the extra thing to... How do you get more time units? But maybe not so much for that one. But for like the health, we get information here on how they can increase these stats. So increase health by earning increases in their other attributes. Okay. Accuracy. Soldiers gain 20 progress points. I'm not sure how many progress points you need to advance a stat. It might be like 100, like a percentage thing. I might have to look that up. But they gain 20 progress points for every time unit spent on firing weapons at hostile units during combat. So the more they fire, the more their accuracy is going to increase. Strength stat, gain 10 progress points for every one-time unit spent on movement. I think we had this before, when carrying over 80% of the maximum weight capacity. Which is going to be the case for most of these soldiers. Not quite sure. I might have to get the calculator out to work out exactly what 80% of some of these numbers is. But that's that. Reflexes, they gain 20 progress points for every time unit that remains unspent at the end of their turn during combat. Even if they subsequently get spent on reaction fire. So if we want the reflexes to go up, and certainly soldiers like Hawk here are quite low reflexes, we might want to make sure that we preserve a decent number of points at the end of their turns so they can start pushing this up. And bravery, they gain 50 progress points for every point of suppression received during combat. This occurs when enemies fire at them, so it's kind of beneficial to be fired upon, but not hit, ideally. We look at the loadouts then. So we have everyone's got tactical armor. That's our only option at the moment. We've kind of got the base weapons here to choose from that everyone's been given. The secondary weapon is a stun baton on the assault class. Yeah. Did it say that the reflexes is hit chance with melee weapons? Have I got decent reflexes on any of my assaults? Yeah, not too bad on Pain Whale. Where's my other assault? Or C. Where's my other assault? What are 3 of them? 1, 2. Maybe I only had 2. Okay. Well, we can get that up anyway. So we want to make sure these guys are preserving some of their points anyway. Now you can also, you see this is their armor score. You can tick heavy armor or not, and it'll halve that. You can see they're a bit lighter on the loadout, but it does reduce their... it's supposed to reduce carry weight. In any case, heavy armor does reduce their accuracy by a little bit. So that's not ideal. Yeah, they get a negative modifier for wearing the heavy armor. Minus 10% accuracy. But you get plus 6 armor. So for the upfront guys, that makes sense. But for instance, Sphinx Guy, as a sniper, doesn't need that. So he actually gets... He's got this little unit here that adds 4 accuracy. So that's why he's got a little blue point, little blue bar on his accuracy range there. Okay, anything else to mention? I don't think so. We can kind of cycle through so you guys can see on this screen what you guys all look like in full, not just the profile pics. I think everyone's a private currently. Yes, the assaults I think are the only ones with the heavy armor at the moment. Maybe the heavy? No, he doesn't get it. I mean, we could give it to him. Wasn't there as standard on his loadout though. Another assault. Am I sure? Yeah. Sniper. We got the grenadier. So he's currently getting a time unit penalty because of carry weight. So if I unload his pistol, it's a bit of a risk because he doesn't have a sidearm now, but maybe until he gets his strength up. Edward Heath. We'll keep the sidearm off. And I think the same's true. Oh no, Deltar's right on his max carry weight. Actually, on if I. This is weight 16. I could lose a string of grenades and bring the sidearm back in. Might be better. I guess we'll see. He's obviously got less shots with the grenades now, but it would be nice to have an alternative to use, wouldn't it? Okay, so those are our soldiers. Welcome to the campaign. Let's have a quick look through stuff. So that's the geoscape. We have our base. So we've got just the 2 hangars at the moment. We've got our transport craft on our interceptor. We've got our radar, got some power generation, got a workshop, living quarters for our guys. Now you get bonuses for adjacency, I think. Does it explain that anywhere here? Does it explain what the bonus it's getting is? Maybe it'll get into that, but yeah, these things are getting a bonus, I think, because of being next to each other. We've got research and storage. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I can build anything yet. Got our research tab. Nothing to research yet. It looks like they're researching the cleaner, so we've probably got to wait for that to happen. Nothing to build yet in engineering. Got our soldiers we've seen. Our storage, no items there right now. Our armory screen we just saw. Our aircraft. Yeah, we can take up to 8 people on this transport. So when we go out and do a mission, we'll have to choose which 8 go out. And I'll try and keep it relatively fair in terms of who comes out on missions. Try and keep it equal as much as possible. Obviously 12 into 8 doesn't go exactly, so we could go out with 6s and alternate. I guess we'll see kind of how it feels when we're doing it. Right, so I think we should probably just fast forward until we've done that research, I guess. I'm wary of going ahead too fast. The cleaners. This is the research we've just done. Although the unknown extraterrestrial forces scouting our planet remain the ultimate threat to humanity, their work has been assisted by a mysterious human organization known informally as the Cleaners. We know little about them beyond the fact that they invariably appear within a few hours of suspected alien activity, forcibly taking any eyewitnesses into custody and erasing all evidence that might hint at an extraterrestrial presence. Important missions are always handled by teams of Cleaner soldiers carrying military rifles and wearing distinctive green hazmat suits and rebreathers that entirely conceal their identities. More mundane work is usually handled by besuited agents with similar equipment to law enforcement personnel. Okay. As anyone that develops an interest in the Cleaners tends to disappear without trace, we previously avoided probing too deeply into their organization. In turn, the Cleaners largely left us alone. One suspects Operation Division's monomaniacal focus on operational security made monitoring our activities far too difficult to be worthwhile. Obviously, this equation has now changed. The Cleaners are clearly devoting significant resources to eliminating us, and we must be prepared to fight them directly if we wish to learn more about our alien enemies. I hope you and your men are equal to the task, Commander. If we cannot defeat the Cleaners, humanity will stand no chance against their extraterrestrial masters. There we go. So, have I got to just wait for something to happen, really? Like an alien craft or something, I guess? Tactical mission, here we go. Atlas Base. We must regain control of Atlas Base for long enough to destroy any remaining equipment that our enemies could use to monitor our covert activities. Mission type, elimination. Biome facility, 3 days to do it in. Victory effect, strategic operations, not sure what that is. Loss effect, game over. Okay. What's the mission brief? Our organization was unable to destroy our encrypted command systems during the hurried evacuation of Atlas Base. We cannot risk our enemies gaining access to the valuable data within. The Cleaner assault teams now appear to have departed the facility, leaving only a handful of enemy agents behind. Eliminate them so we can complete our mission. Okay, victory conditions. Kill everyone. Loss conditions. We're killed. Okay, launch the team. It says launch aircraft. I don't have anyone on it currently. Ah! What did I do? I think I need to... If I do launch aircraft, will it just launch empty is what I'm wondering. No, I get to choose the team first. That's good. Okay, so I don't want to autofill. How do I... Okay, we go through on here. So we're going to want... let's organize it by loadout. So we're going to definitely want some assault. So let's start with Hawk. Keep doing that. I'm going to want a Grenadier. Let's go with Delta. go with our, maybe take our heavy Iron Fist. 5 more. I don't want a couple of riflemen at the very least, so let's go with Count Cal and Norm. I've got 3 left. What have I got? I've got Assault, Grenadier, Heavy, Rifle. Okay, so we're going to want maybe 2 snipers. So why don't we take Crack Shot, Endurious. I've got 1 spot left. 1 Assault, maybe another Assault or another Rifleman, I think. Let's take the Assault. Let's go with Painwell. There we go. So there's our 8. Hawk, Delta, Iron Fist, Count Cal, Norm Trooper 43, Crackshot, Evangurious, and Painwell. That looks pretty good. Let's take it. How should we proceed? Commence tactical battle. Just begin automatically when it's loaded up, I guess. Commander, this is a critically important mission. We left a lot of important things behind when we evacuated Atlas,
including several years of research data.
We need to clear the facility of hostiles so we can search through it and destroy anything that might let our enemies monitor us.
And recover my research data.
Yeah. Look, I can't risk contacting our agents until I know our communications network is secure. The cleaners have withdrawn their assault force and sent in a team of analysts, so hopefully this won't be too hard. Oh, if you happen to run into the General, this isn't the time for sentimentality. Okay, here we go. So, now, I just want to have a look at the controls, because I would like to be able to zoom in and out. I don't know if that's possible. Have I got a zoom? Camera up, camera down, left, right. Up, down, the scroll wheel just goes up. Oh, here we go. It's a little bit inelegant. I don't have a better way of doing it. I'm not sure what alt scroll wheel up and down is. It's probably fine. So, page up and page down. Okay, so kind of... Let's see, so... That's the default, isn't it? Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit for standard. Okay, so... Let's see who we got. We've got... Private Hawk here as our assault. Let's just remember how tough this game is. We're going to split into 2 teams of 4, I think. So we're going to have an assault, a sniper, a rifleman, and either a grenadier or a heavy with each team. And I think we'll start off by maybe going down here. So let's just get ourselves in a ready position to go through the door. We're going to come here, crouch down, ready for someone else to open that door. Grenadier, sure. Why don't you kind of just stand behind this for now? And look there. Probably don't need to crouch. We're going to get a couple of riflemen. You can shoot over crouched Xenonauts if you're in the next tile, so we kind of have like a double fire line there, sort of thing. Actually, let's bring you there. Crouch. And then we're going to have this sniper. I think 19 is it's not the amount they take. I think it's the amount they'll end up with if they move there. Remember that. Okay, so that's kind of that team in position. I think we'll do the same going up here. So, have we got another assault? I do. Pain Whale. Bring you up here. Crouch. I put my sniper here. Behind this. We have crates. Rifleman. They'll probably be the one to breach. Actually, no, maybe the heavy. There. Heavy. Here. Right. So that's our turn. We're kind of just prepared to breach on those doors. So, okay. So we set up this team first. Let's go here. So let's open this door. It's like our storeroom. Nothing currently visible. Doesn't look like there's anyone in here. That's fine. So we've got... Yeah. Let's move up to the next door. Oh, and crouch this time. I think we'll probably be fine as long as we're the ones breaching. Got the assault in there. Ew, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to rotate. Ah! Oh no. Sorry, Count Cow. That was. I was trying to rotate him towards, and it opened the door instead. We're off to a flying start here. Okay, sniper. If I click there. Oh, if I shift. Oh, okay, so you would have visibility from there. Okay, take that spot. 15 left, so I can't fire. Let's crouch. Things I won't have any reaction shots either. And Grenadier. I think I'll be able to fire around that angle, so let's come here. Crouch. Well, that was a disaster. Because you right click to face the direction and it happened to be on the door, so try and not do that again. We're going to open here. This is Iron Fist, our heavy. It's clear as well, so I guess we'll just run up as much as we can. Get into the next room. Crack shots, sniper, yeah. Probably would like you to be positioned there when we're breaching. Then, I know you're there somewhere. Pain whale, our assaults, we want you right in there. Right, well, it's going to be the enemy turn now, and I'd be very surprised if we weren't going to be shot at here, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, it's a miss. Another miss. Oh, reaction fire. And the door closed. Okay, well that's helpful, I guess. Trying to find the best angle. Probably that might be a good angle. So oh. Now you're not opening that. Okay, let's come here then. Okay, enemy spotted. So we got this dude. We've got a 90. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So we are on this fire mode, which is aimed shot. He's got... Okay, what damage are we expected to do with this? It's 34 kinetic. Get rid of that. How do I get rid of that? So it's going to leave us on... It's going to use 27 points? Then maybe we fire, then duck back into cover. Yeah, did a good amount of damage. So let's hop back here. Let's hop Hawk out. What's his shot look like from here? 70%. Yeah, he only needs to get one of these to land, and that's enough. And I think we duck back in. Wait. Okay, now we should have a shot on this guy. It's 84%. That's not bad. Or I could try... What does it look like with that? 44. Okay, so let's go back to that then. What's our damage on this gun? If it hits, it should be a kill. Ooh, no, it wasn't. Okay. It was a hit though, which is good. Then we got a Grenadier. Let's come here. I'll have to do a normal shot. I mean, it's going to land somewhere. Wow! Okay, we've got a little pop-up here. Units that suffer overdamage or are killed by explosives are jibbed, which also destroys their equipment and corpse. Killing aliens with explosive weapons therefore reduces the number of items recovered from the mission. Okay, well, I think that's probably okay. Good shot, Delta. Right, now we have some left. I think probably we'll just preserve these points here, and then we'll move up next time. Meanwhile, over this side, we're going to get this our heavy. Yeah. If I don't click on the door, I can change direction there. Shotgunner. So yeah. So I'll tell you what, we'll just all go in a line there. And our sniper, maybe we'll just hold you back a bit. That's good. Oh, we've got another one coming in. Is he going to take a shot? No, he took one look at us and ran away. Okay, which is... Interesting. How do we deal with this situation? Let's think about that in a sec. We're going to breach this room first, I think. And we'll do it with Iron Fist. Okay. Just crouch you down there. We'll take the pistol out so you can actually take a reflex shot with that if needed. Main whale. Maybe we'll bring you up behind here. 25. If he crouches, he'll still be able to get a reaction shot off. Okay, we've got non-trooper. Just take cover around this corner. I might cover this door as well. Won't crouch there. Our sniper. We'll move up in support, I think. They haven't got very many action points as crack shot. Hopefully they'll get more. Okay, well entirely sure the best approach is here. Maybe if we just make a bit of a reaction shot firing line just here. So if he pops his head out again, put a bullet in it. Imagine if we're standing in the doorway, it won't close. Let's take the pistol. It won't crouch, so we can shoot over. And I'm going to keep you there. If the door doesn't close, then he's got reflex shots up there. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Oh, we got one. We did have reflex shots set up. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, he came out. Oh, he ran behind that crate. Ooh. Oh, we got the kill. Who got the kill? It was the sniper, I think. I think it was Injurious. Okay, so one of us took a bit of damage. Let's have a look. Count Cow's taking some damage. Doesn't seem to be bleeding. So why don't we just use a med kit? There we go. I'm pretty sure that was the same guy that ran around the corner, but let's just come here and have a little look. I feel like this is going to be a single room, isn't it? But they're coming around there. So maybe with this team we'll head into the middle a bit. Stay there now. Ow. A little worried about here, but yeah, not much to add to that. A little worried about that. We do have a room here. I don't want to breach that first. Shit. It's the general in the control room.
You! I recognize you. All of you. Why don't I remember anything about you? Doesn't matter. I will not allow you to interfere.
Eek! Okay, well, we're here with our grenadier. No, it's our heavy, isn't it? So... it's not particularly inspiring hit chance. Tempted just to back up. Shit. Oh no. Okay, well he's bleeding. So we're gonna take a minute to heal up Iron Fist. Yeah, so oh god, not another one. Oh, he's just seen him. Okay, it's not a reaction shot. Pretty good hit chance, to be fair. How much does this cost to use? I'm not sure. That was worth taking. Oh, it's 25. We'll just stay here in case they come out of the thingy. Is he the only one who's got a med pack? Iron Fist's not going to die. He's got 2 bleed on, but he's got 17 health. So we'll try and do that next time. Don't like this. I think I'm going to come up here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, okay. After a flying start this mission, I just wanted to kind of position here for his own reflex shot. That door should close. And then we've got crack shot. If they were to come here, do they have a shot on anyone? 63. I don't mind it. We'll just leave the potential reaction shot there. Woof. Okay. Well, took some damage. Oh, he suffered 10 damage. Oh, bloody hell. But he's still alive. God, why didn't that door close? He's dead. Okay. Well, that happened. Why didn't he use his... I'm actually gonna... I'm not gonna do this much, but I kind of... because I'm still learning how this all works, I was expecting that door to close and give us cover, which obviously it didn't do. I'm gonna rewind a turn, I think. Let's go back to the start of that turn. Because that was a bit unfortunate, I think. But this is me being impetuous and impatient and not preparing properly. Which I don't think is fair on the person who just died. I've got to remember where we got to now. I think we just sorted this out. So... thing. Really check out this room. Okay, then we got these guys. So, oh, that's right. So we don't want to just burst in on that room unannounced. In fact, I'm wondering if we actually leave that room until the groups have kind of reconvened. I think maybe we should. There's quite a few enemies in there. Yeah, maybe we come in and check this room out. And this room. And we'll leave this control room till last. Well, I need to be more mindful of the reflex shots as well. Okay, let's just take that for now. Shit. I think that was just doors that we'd opened closing. Right, well, let's see what we see. Doesn't look like there's anyone here. They're coming into this room. Maybe we just back up and come out here. Yeah, they'll see in here. I'll tell you, before we do that, let's check the room out. Oh, there is someone. Right. We have 98% chance to hit. Or if we go auto. That's good. About a normal shot. 76, but maybe we could do... Oh, I couldn't do two of those. What about a snapshot? Ow! Not bleeding though. Run back. $25. Yeah, we can do that. There we go. Okay, so that's all kind of searched now. I think these guys can probably do that on their own, but I'll leave these guys kind of up in case there's a group of enemies in there that need to be dealt with. Well, maybe we'll do it with this group. Not on this turn, but set up for it. Oop. Out. Set up to breach next turn. People are moving around. Pretty sure. Well, again, it could have been these doors. Closing. Alright, let's check out this room. Well, we got one. It's not a bad old shot, that. Let's try it. Nice. Just have a quick look behind, make sure there's no one else. I think we're alright. Then we'll go through the barracks up here next. Now, do we have... Oh, there is stuff on the floor. They got like... I think this will just get recovered anyway at the end of the mission, so I'm not going to grab it as we go. So, a bit of cover. These guys. So I'm going to prepare to breach, and we'll do it simultaneously, I think. I'm thinking there may be a group in here. Oh, wow, okay, so I'm having to go a long way around. Don't do that. That will leave you over there. Right, enter. Oh, he's not... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Non-trooper still can't heal himself. Maybe we'll do that before he goes in. We'll breach the other group, I think. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Okay. It's not great. He can't shoot if he opens this door. We do have a lot of soldiers, so let's just breach with someone else. Oh. Oh, there's no one here. There might be someone in that bathroom. Let's just come in the room a little bit. Scan round. Okay, so we got Pain Whale. Just want to have a look in this bathroom. I think we're clear. So I think the only room left is the control room with the La General in it. Okay. Well, let's kind of prepare for this a bit better than last time then. Don't think they'll come out, but they might. I think we'll have snipers in these two spots, I think. Riflemen, maybe we'll kind of have in these two spots. Heavy might be one that we breach with. They're out. Who else have we got? What, move up? Furious move up, and that's it for this time. Okay, so this time let's heal Norntrooper because he's a bit low. We've also got Count Cow who's a bit low. So oh, it's not used. It's not used up. Okay, I thought they were consumable items. Maybe they're not. Maybe they can be used multiple times. That's kind of cool. Right, so we have a rifleman here. Our assaults are going to be up close and personal. Grenadier ready to fire in. Sniper spot there. We probably won't go in next. Yeah, that's fine. Let's think. So it's another assault, so you kind of want you front and center. I might stand up Iron Fist as well, because we're going to want to be shooting first here, I think. Possibly repositioning, so we want to go in like that, I think. Can't heal anymore. What about Norm? He can't heal anymore. Okay. Right. Let's end the turn, and I think we're going to be about as prepared to go in here as we can be. Who's got the most AP? This does. Open the door. Saw this before. He's over there now, which is interesting. God, I mean, okay, the assaults at least have big armor. So if I bring him here, look at you, that might be a kill. Why do you get to shoot when we move, but we don't shoot when you move? It's a bit... Okay, he's not down, so I might keep going for now, but... Why are you still shooting? Okay, well they might be out of Overwatch now, so I'm going to run up with my other shotgunner here, Pain Whale. He's down. And I've got Le General. I've got a heavy weapon. It'd be quite nice to use that on him. 34. So he can shoot with this. Let's give it a go. Ow. Why can't he... Just looking at... Maybe because he's got a turn as well? Oh, maybe because it's not on the right mode. Yeah, there we go. 49% times 3. Alright, give it a go. Pressed. Who's going to get the kill? Tell you what, Norm, why don't you come and get the kill? Assume it's going to be a kill. It was not a kill! Norm. Why, Norm? Okay, who else we got? Oh, sniper. Can you hit him? 68%? Take it. No. Just gotta go. Let's just go around their houses for that, okay. We don't need to put a lot of damage on him, is the thing. Delta! Oh my god. We have enough to shoot again, though. Try it again. Oh my god. Okay. What have we got? We got the old tool belt here. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Woo! Let's have a look. 9 killed, no losses. Kind of. Got 7 cleaner machine guns. Good, might be able to sell those. I doubt we can use them. Hawk got the most kills there. He got 3. So he's seen an increase of 1 health, 2 accuracy, a reflex, 2 bravery, a strength, and a time unit. Wow. I mean, everyone increased stuff, which is kind of cool. The corporal, well, okay, we got 5 corporals now. All the ones who, well, apart from Evangelius, who got a kill but didn't get promotion for some reason. But Hawk, Count Cow, and Norm Trooper are going to be wounded for a little while. Now, he got a medal. What's that for? A Crimson Heart. If they suffer more than 30 HP of damage during a single mission. But the award of a medal grants a soldier +1 to all attributes. So, good stuff for Norm there. Yeah, that's all pretty positive stuff. Accept that. New mechanic, operations points. Strategic operations and supporter recruitment are now available. The destruction of the Atlas Base command room allows Operations Division to deploy covert agents to assist with our objectives. Our organization receives +10 operation points per day, which can be spent on conducting various types of strategic operations for instant benefits, or on recruiting supporters to unlock permanent bonuses. Okay, this is new. Let me just think about this. Okay, operations points can also be spent to eliminate alien infiltrators, which will reduce the daily doomsday counter process. Is that what this thing is? Okay, so I've got 150 points. Construct a new base, identify recruits, reduce tension. Not sure what that is at this moment in time. What's this? Oh, Soviet, Asian, African. North American, Europe, Latin American. Okay. Should I get some more recruits in? It'd be nice to get some more people on the roster. Refresh. So I don't necessarily want to refresh the. Hang on. Where can I? Is there somewhere for me to recruit new soldiers? I probably can't because I think I've got. Training capacity. What does that mean? How many training slots are available at this base versus the number of soldiers stationed at the base? Recruit soldiers. Okay. So it's not that much actually. So I would need to get 9. If I got 9 in, how much would that cost? That would be everyone who's currently on my list. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 180 grand. That's probably worth doing. I can't house them all, so we'll have to. If I go into the base, can I build something? Where's my living quarters? These are living quarters, aren't they? So if I pop one How do I build? How do I build a thing? Engineering? Construction? Have I ever got any engineers? Where are my engineers? Oh, I've got 5, I think. Go back to base. I'm missing something. It may be that it's not opened up yet. Oh. Is this it? Training center. Oh, okay. So living quarters, I think, add 12. So let's add another one of these. 15 days for that. Training center, probably want to have one of these as well. I don't think I have one currently, so I got a medical center. Improves healing rate. I think we're gonna want that. Let's be honest. Maybe we'll kind of have that. Oh, is that because of power demands? It actually shows you the adjacency stuff here. So on the living quarters, you get +4 living capacity for adjacency, which is good. And then on the radar array, oh, what's this then? Oh, that's generator. +20. So is that why I can't build anything else? Where's my power capacity? Power use 10. So I could build another one of those, but a training center takes 25. That's why. Okay, so if I was to build another generator, maybe we'll have that like here. Medical center is 30, so I won't be able to. Oh, I can. It seems to be taking into account that this will be completed before that, which is kind of cool. I think we're going to want a training center. I can put it next to a thing that's being built. Maybe pop it here. Medical I might pop in here. Down to 1 million now. But this will allow me to bring in more soldiers, in fact fill out my sort of current roster. And we can train them, heal them, we've got the power to do so. I think that's okay for now. In research, what are we looking at? We haven't got anything selected at the moment. Scientist-wise, I've got max ones of those now. Nothing stored. So did I... What happened to the cleaner weapons I found? I think they just get sold automatically, which they might. Or maybe I was supposed to click like take all or something and miss that. I don't know is the answer to that. We're learning as we go. So the upshot of that is I'm not going to refresh the recruits pool until I've had a chance to see if there's like 9 there that would be good to recruit. Probably don't need a new base now. Now if I... Oh, here we go. So this is in Soviet area. Supporters. Okay, so... security, elite. Supporter effects, -2 doomsday per day. That might be pretty good, you know. But I can't afford it. Okay. What if I click Asia? Could recruit them. Is it the same? Plus 300,000. Afford? No, I can't afford it. Why is that green? So, okay, let's just read this. Supporters can be recruited by Xenonauts to provide a permanent bonus to your organization, or can fall under alien control and become an infiltrator that raises tensions, oh dear. There are 5 supporters per region, and recruiting all of them unlocks a powerful region bonus. Supporters with stars in their icon represent elite supporters. Okay. If a green dot is shown, the protection status means they will cost fewer operation points to interact with. Those with the red dot will cost more. What have I got in Europe? I feel like I probably want to save this up. I mean, that would be pretty good. I'm not that far off getting that, like 3 days off. Okay, yeah, okay. It's a whole new system here I've never done anything with before. But we're going to save those up at least for a few days, I think. But we're going to leave that there for... Oh, actually, you know what? If I advance this until the Skyhawk returns to base... let's just work through this stuff. New research projects available. Waveform analysis, combat vehicles, autopsy. There's autopsy the general. 4 days. Yeah, why did he didn't seem to have any memory of stuff, so that's kind of weird. Now have I got stuff in the stores? I do. Okay, so these guns... I probably just want to keep maybe one of each thing that I'm not really using, so I'll get 100 grand for that stuff. Yes. It counts as junk, ticking cell junk, just got rid of it. But I think I'm going to hang on to them just in case. Okay. Oh, this was instant. Okay. So they got 40 health, 50 time units, 42 actually is not great, 50 in the others. While it was previously unclear what role the smartly dressed agents observed supporting cleaner operations played within their organization, the autopsy process has revealed a great deal. There is little question that these cleaner agents are entirely human. Several of the bodies were easy to identify from personal effects and medical records, and all have been confirmed as employees of government intelligence agencies. Operations Division was able to obtain their personal files, and I see nothing to indicate that these individuals had been acting strangely or held unusual beliefs. It appears they are simply employees of intelligence agencies subverted by the cleaners. Sadly, this probably reflects the dubious legality of our organization. Governments are either deliberately suppressing knowledge of alien activity or have been infiltrated by hostile forces intent on doing so, leaving us no choice but to operate beyond the law. Until this changes, we will likely continue to clash with those who unwittingly do the bidding of extraterrestrial invaders. Yet we cannot change course. The very survival of our species may rest on our success. Thankfully, cleaner agents are not particularly fearsome opponents. Lacking formal military training and equipped with only light weapons, they are notably less capable than one of our own soldiers. Okay, cool. That kind of explained why I didn't get the loot, because it just hadn't arrived back at base. Right, tell you what, because time is still passing, I'm going to do that while we sign off. I'm going to say thanks very much for watching this first episode of Xenonauts. Congratulations to all our operatives for surviving that first mission. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, I think, trying to rein in my natural tendency just to run in and without due care or preparation. People will die if I do that. I'd rather avoid that happening. It was interesting learning how the reflex shot works. It seems like, because we had that enemy who ran around the corner and got behind a crate before we fired on him. But on our turn, when we tried to move into that room, they fired on us. So it feels like reflex fire works slightly differently for us and for enemies, which I'm going to have to kind of take into account when sort of planning what we do. Because, yeah, breaching that room, I mean, as soon as we fire, they all had a chance to fire, so it's, I have to think about how we get around this. I mean, better armor for a start. Hopefully we've got a chance to do some research on that front. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Do leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the game so far. My questionable tactics. And if you're one of the people who've taken part in the campaign, let me know your thoughts on how that went, how your operative performed. Always good to get feedback. And, a big thank you, big shout out as always to our channel members as well for supporting Boring Dead Gaming. Hugely appreciated as ever. And if anyone else is interested in, checking out memberships and gaining earlier access to videos, that would be fantastic. But thanks very much. And I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.